All right, let's pivot to another case. At any moment, Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of the reality television show Chrisley Knows Best, they're set to be released from prison. In an emotional phone call with the couple, President Trump said he's pardoning them. The Justice Department said the couple submitted false financial statements to get more than $30 million in personal loans to pay for luxury cars, designer clothes, and even more. So they were sentenced in 2022. Todd received 12 years while Julie received 7. So I want to bring in the attorney for the Chrisleys, Alex Little. Alex, thank you so much for making the time to be here, especially on this busy day and this moment when they're expected to be released. Let's talk about what's happening right now, who's supposed to be released in any moment, and talk about the moment that you heard about the pardoning. What was your reaction?
Sure. So first, the president signed the pardons about an hour ago, and so the process should happen pretty quickly for them to be able to be released from the facilities. Julie is held in a prison in Lexington, Kentucky, and Todd's been held in a prison in Pensacola, Florida. And so we're hoping this afternoon they will be out the doors and headed back home. In terms of hearing about this, it was great news. I mean, shortly after the call with the president, I talked to Savannah. We heard what had happened. Obviously, very shortly after that, the president and the White House published the video to the web. So everybody got to watch the phone call. And it was absolutely fantastic.
I imagine for your clients and for you as well, since you've been part of this. But talk about why they're getting pardoned. I think that's the million-dollar question, so to speak.
Yeah, I think at the core, and one of the arguments we've made to the White House for a long time is they were targeted for prosecution because they were celebrities and they had a particular sort of look to them. You know, when the case was first investigated by the FBI almost 10 years before the prosecution happened, the FBI said, there's nothing to see here. We're not interested in prosecuting it. You know, let's move on. And after they had this hit TV show, became sort of more of a household name, became celebrities, well, then the FBI changed their tune, and then the prosecutors and the federal government decided to actually bring a case. And that sort of selective prosecution based on who you are, your profile, I think that's something that this administration specifically is concerned about and felt like it justified a pardon.
Give us an inside look at what life is like after pardoning. When Julie and Todd are released, what happens next? Do they owe money? Do they continue a reality show? What happens?
Yeah, so there's two pieces of that. The first is the legal side, is that the case is essentially wiped off the board. And so it's as if it didn't happen. There's no more sentence to be had, no probation. It's over and done. You know, as to their lives, I mean, they're both, you know, they have family, and I suspect they will focus on that family. They've also been very public people, and I would not be surprised at all if they continue to be in a public role now that they're sort of getting back to their lives.
So, Alex, let's talk about the here and now. Are you waiting by the phone to know when your client's going to be released? Is there a timeline? What are they saying to you?
Yeah, no, it literally could be any minute they're allowed to walk out those doors. So we are absolutely waiting on a phone call and text.
And what have been your conversations, if you're allowed to kind of share publicly? They must be ecstatic. Are they surprised? Are they relieved? What are they feeling right now?
Yeah, I'll just say I think that neither of them expected this to happen. I think they both hoped that it might, but when you're in prison, you need to focus sort of day to day what your life looks like and try to be good to your family and good to those around you. And they were obviously thrilled when they heard that President Trump had decided to issue their pardons. And I think, it probably hasn't quite sank in yet, and I think it probably won't sink in until they're together again. They haven't seen their kids for a couple of years. They haven't been together in the same place physically as a couple. And so I think it'll take a little bit of time to sink in, but they're obviously very, very happy with this result.
Did you think this result would happen?
I was always optimistic. I think this is a case from the day that I got involved. I wasn't involved in the trial. I sort of got on this case after they were convicted. And I was continually surprised at how many issues with the case there were and how many real problems with the prosecution and things that certainly did not look like justice as I knew it. And so I was always optimistic that the president would see this case the way we saw it, and ultimately he did.
You have to agree there's a public fascination with this, and I imagine as they're released, they're going to have some backlash at the same time, correct?
Yeah, I mean, look, anytime this president in particular makes a decision, there's going to be backlash. I think this is a very well-justified pardon decision. They weren't like huge donors. There was nothing like that. They just had a case where they were clearly targeted for who they were.
All right. Anything else, Alex Little? Well, we have you before you have to go tend to your clients. Once they give you the phone call, they're free again.
No, I will say I think that the support the families received has really been heartwarming. I know they're very, very grateful for the people who have continued to support them and to sort of protect them in prayer or otherwise. I know that they're very, very thankful for those folks.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Alex Little. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.